All right, howdy everyone. Oh, we're a little shiny, but it's okay. I haven't vlogged in so long. So we've got a lot of catching up to do. This is weird. It's currently like 5:30 on December 3rd. Happy Vlogmas, happy holidays, happy December. I haven't vlogged in, I want to say like a month. Oh, okay. Need more eyes, obviously. Had a lot of things happen to me. I've kind of been trying to figure out a lot of things, and with that, I took a break from vlogging. I even took a small break from TikTok and kind of like posting and whatnot. So yeah. But a couple of things that have been happening in my life. I was going through a really rough patch because I didn't know if I could still live in College Station. I was having a really hard time coping and kind of just being here, and I had just realized that I aged out. And even though like I knew this, it's one thing to acknowledge it, and it's another thing to actually do something about it. And doing something about it is hard whenever you're in a lease, whenever you're in a contract, whenever you have a job here. And I slowly just kept analyzing my life and realized that there was just like really not a lot keeping me here. The only things right now that are standing in my way is majority my lease. But also having a job teaching at the rec, and I love that, and I love the people there, but ultimately knowing that I may have to let that go and whatnot. And then I turned 23, and I had to come to my parents and tell them how I was feeling and kind of like what I was thinking about doing for the next steps of my life. And I think it's really hard too. I spent a lot of time in the last month like judging myself. One, because I've been self-sabotaging a lot, and two, because, you know, for so long, like we are put in this cycle, literally since kindergarten, that things end in May and start in August, and if they don't, or when they stop, things are weird and it throws you completely off. Can't talk. Because I've been conditioned this way like my entire life, I had a really hard time allowing myself to come to the realization that I did age out, and it's okay to break my lease, and it's okay to move out, and it's okay to leave this city that I've been living in for 5 years, because even though it's sad and it sucks, I also am just like so stagnant here still. And that ties into a lot of different opportunities that I've been getting. I was able to apply and receive a fellowship with her campus media, which owns Generation Hired, College Fashionista, Spoon University, and I want to say another one, but I can't remember exactly. This was like the first yes out of so many no's. Applying for different brand partnerships, trying to market yourself, trying to pitch yourself to, you know, these brands and whatnot, and these on-campus ambassadorships. And so this was like the one yes that came after so many no's. And also at a time where I was just figuring out kind of how I was feeling. And I was really coming through a lot of like stress and whatnot. And I found out while I was in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. So love that for me. I was extremely ecstatic about that opportunity, and it is just now getting started. I also kind of like let myself understand and believe like this is like my moment, my chance, my, you know, opportunity. It's so funny to just be given so many no's, and like that one yes is just like so amazing. And so I decided to pursue it and accept it, and I am starting to make content for them and be a content creator for them, which is literally insane. I'm so blessed and grateful for my editor and my the director of social media over at her campus. that they took a chance on me, that they believed in me, that they saw my profile in my platforms and was like, yes, we love her. So I'm so grateful for that and the amount of doors that it will hopefully open for me. And ever since then, it kind of seemed like things were just opening up. It's so crazy how you just need one yes and like things just take off from there. I have been able to do social media for multiple different places, Texas A&M, her campus, and then also I've been working with A-Line Mag as a member this semester, which is the fashion magazine of Texas A&M. And yeah, it has definitely just been a whirlwind of me choosing creativity and pursuing what I, seem to be passionate about, and things coming out great for me. I was trying to decipher all of these feelings in the process and also felt really uninspired. And I think that's because people say that your environment like causes so much about yourself and your life. And it's almost like one of those things where it's like when people are like, why would you decorate your apartment? Like why decorate an apartment? Or like people who just don't value like making their space like homey and stuff. It's like, well, that place will never feel like home. And then like the more effort and like money you put into where you live, like the more you want to be there, like the more you gravitate toward it, the more you like don't feel like you have to leave and it feels like home. And so I definitely understand that feeling. And I kind of like at the time didn't know how to vlog and get everything else done. So I went home for Thanksgiving break and I was able to talk to my parents about it, and I looked at apartments and I kind of, got the ball rolling, and unfortunately figured out on my actual birthday that it was just gonna cost a lot of money for me to break my lease. I can sublease it, but I just don't know any other people who are looking for a single apartment in College Station, Texas, because paying rent as a like 1 bed, 1 bath and living on your own is a very big jump from what most college people are used to in terms of them paying, whenever I used to live with people, I would pay like anywhere from like $500 to like $800. Like that was my portion. And it is a significant jump up to living alone and making that jump and taking that risk and whatnot. And so I know that may be hard to find a subleaser. I don't want to let go of my apartment yet, like I kind of like realized that and honestly, I think I took the news a lot better than I expected to. Okay, I feel like I'm ready to talk and I'm less distracted now. But yeah, so we've been coming into ourselves also because for the past, honestly, probably 5 years since I got into college, it has been nothing but big t-shirts and Nike shorts, attire, that was the fashions back then. And I'm 23 and I'm tired of it. So I decided to put a pact with myself and stop wearing athleisure clothing. Like, is it Lululemon? Yes. But I want to feel like a normal person and not college-y and, like a grown-ass adult, because that's what I am. So I made this pact with myself probably like a month ago where I was like, I'm going to start wearing real people clothes. I went through my closet. I got rid of everything that I literally haven't touched in forever. And I was like, I am going to buy shit that makes me feel good. And with that, like when I was a child, I was so eclectic. I was so into fashion. I loved fashion. I loved makeup. I loved being just kind of like this feeling that it gives you when you do your makeup and you're like full beat face and you have a great outfit on. And I think that was my outlet because I was not naturally skinny or naturally pretty as the other girls in my neighborhood. And so I decided to kind of branch out into fashion and whatnot, and that was my safe haven. And then I got to college, and then I kind of stopped giving a crap, and yeah, so we've rekindled our love of fashion, which means that we rekindled our love of buying clothes and shoes. But you know, I let myself rationalize kind of like me spending money on clothes and shoes because, you know, I came to the realization that like, we have to wear clothes every day. Like I have to wear clothes every day. And like, nobody should have to feel like crap and or not love the clothes that they put on, you know, or only be able to put the clothes on that fit them, you know, or like don't fit them. Like it changes your mood like way more than you like might think. And so I was like, I have to wear clothes every day. It is a necessity. And for that reason, I will buy clothes and shoes and handbags and scarves and shit. And you know what? I have felt great about it. I really have. I love doing outfit of the days on my TikTok now. I love being able to link things and talk about fashion. And I also this semester changed my major, or not my major, well, I guess it is my major, but so like I'm getting a marketing degree with a minor in entrepreneurship and pre-law, and then at a different place, I'm getting an associate's in applied science of fashion merchandising and textiles, because A&M does not have fashion merchandising, and neither do any of the sister schools that are surrounding the area. So I decided to do that, and I have been loving it, and I'm super excited, and has basically made me want to work in fashion again and work in boutiques and maybe get like fashion internships and content create for fashion and beauty and skincare and like all of the things. And so right now we're in the process of that, and I recently discovered Aritzia. Y'all already know. If you already know, then you know it's dangerous to go in that store and buy something for the first time. I then discovered that I could get paid very well to work at multiple different retailers, and unfortunately College Station, if you live here or if you know someone who lives here, I'm gonna tell you right now that the mall is sketchy, okay? I do not recommend going into the Post Oak Mall. And if you work in the Post Oak Mall, Lord, I hope you are safe and feel safe in that place, because I don't. And the only place that I could potentially work or want to work, I've already worked at, and I don't like the management there. So it kind of just left me like zero ideas. There are lots of boutiques here, but at the time I wasn't open to that, and now I am. And so I literally had come to the conclusion that I was gonna start cold emailing boutiques and get what I want and go out there and look for it, because I found myself again feeling very aged out of this town, which meant that I didn't have friends here. Or I felt like I didn't have friends here. I felt like it was really hard for me to relate to people here. It's really hard for me to go out. It's really hard for me to also, in the same scheme of things, date and find people that I'm interested in and that I could see myself with in any capacity, and also be living alone and getting lonely and finding ways to occupy myself, and it honestly just being sad and me feeling sorry for myself because I felt alone and that I was lonely, which I never felt in the past. And that's probably because I had a job where I knew hundreds of people, and then also was in a sorority, and both those things I decided to detach back in like 2 months ago, and I've been great ever since in terms of my life being just way more clear. And then, you know, this aging out thing started happening. So you know, it's so funny how things change, because on Tuesday, November 29th, my birthday, I turned 23, and I'd realized that I was unhappy with myself. I was unhappy with my living situation in terms of me feeling alone and me not being able to break my lease. I was unhappy and am unhappy with the way that I look and kind of like the effort that I'm not being able to put behind my health because I teach fitness 4 times a week, and trying to find a balance between teaching because you're getting paid there to be there, or working out because you're getting paid to be there, and working out for yourself has a very harsh line, and it's very hard to like find a routine. And so I decided that also I didn't have like the best birthday because people make decisions, unfortunately, out of your control. And so I kind of like took a step back and realized, like, what am I doing? Where am I? Who am I? Where do I want to be in a year? Like, what do I need to do to like get myself there? And so I realized that now that I've like been out of the weight room, like working in terms for like the past 2 months, I feel ready and kind of excited to go and lift and weightlift like by myself, for myself, and not mentally tie it to a toxic place or a workplace or a place where I feel uncomfortable. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to get started in incorporating that into my life, because I know that that is what gives me like results, and that is what makes me the happiest. Because when I started weightlifting years ago, before I got into college, it was literally my rock, and I loved the way that I looked, and my life was pretty good for the most part. And not to say that one thing will like magically change your life and like fix all of your problems, but I think that I will be significantly happier. So I'm super excited to get started in that again and just like be motivated. And I made a pact with myself that in a year, when I turn 24, I will be living in a completely different area, and I will be hopefully living a completely different life and have different friends in a good way, and feel a little bit more complete, and a little bit more reaching my goals and kind of like going towards my goals. I'll be going into my last year of college, for undergrad, that is. And yeah, so I'm giving myself a year to make myself proud, to continuously stick up for me, because ultimately 90% of the things that I want to change in my life, or that I want to be better, are things that I have to do. And for months now, I've been self-sabotaging myself in terms of my small business, in terms of my happiness, in terms of me feeling attractive enough to date and understand why people think I'm pretty or are into me. And so I have decided that I'm going to stop doing that, self-sabotaging, I mean, and just live my life for me, you know? And make the decisions I need. And I was very excited about this plan. And then yesterday I had a bunch of deadlines due for her campus and whatnot. And then I got an email that I get to work with this brand, which is huge because this is a brand that I grew up with and that I've literally used since like my first time ever doing this. Teehee will be coming up in a video. But that kind of like drove me over the edge after like filming all day and just kind of like realizing how blessed I am, and like just like how much me getting that one yes has turned into me getting so many yeses and so many opportunities. And I'm so grateful and glad that people on here, on TikTok and on Instagram, are following me, follow me actively, like my shit, like keep up with me, ask me things, like so grateful, so honored. And it wasn't until after that email that I got another email about a job opportunity, which the company that I literally wanted. I literally applied for it last week when I thought I would be able to get out of my lease, and I was set on breaking my lease and making it happen and doing XYZ. And then I found out I couldn't do that, and then now here we are back again, figuring it out. I don't know how it would work. I really don't, and I really don't want to have to tell them no. And but at the same time, I really don't know like if it's worth it, and I don't know where my life is gonna go if I do choose to do it, and I don't know if it's even like if the idea that I've created in my head of like what my life will be like, if that's actually gonna happen. yeah, so that's where I've been. That's where I'm at right now. I have never felt so grateful and amazed and amazing and inspired and also confused and scared and concerned. So, but what would my life be without all of that stuff? So yeah, thought I'd update y'all. I definitely feel more inspired to pour into this channel and to pour into this platform in addition to TikTok being my main platform. And I am just so excited to be back and be doing stuff. I am doing 12 days of Vlogmas on TikTok, so check that out. Link in the description to go follow me and check out my page on there. And yeah, I hope all of y'all are doing well. I am so happy to be back. Shoot me a comment if you have time, if you're free, and let me know what you want to see next. Bye, y'all.